Hello, everybody, and welcome back to some Motorsport Manager on the channel. It's been a little bit, but we are here for now episode number 3 and race number 2 coming at you in this episode. It's going to be a little bit, I think, before we get racing because we got a little bit of stuff to go over here before we get into our second race, which is again at Phoenix Raceway, but not the oval this time. It'll be at the road course. You can kind of see the layout right here. It kind of goes around and it goes crazy, and next thing you know, we end up at the line again. So today is really hopefully going to be a good day for us. Last time out in our first race, we didn't have a great race. And I should mention, by the way, I actually got the audio fixed, so that's all good. We can actually hear the game now. But Carl Edwards and Alex Bowman are our two drivers. Bowman was terrible. He was slow. He got nothing out of the car. Carl Edwards had decent speed, and then he DNF'd. So we're hoping that doesn't happen again here today, but we got some pit crew things I want to go over to get a better crew, and I also want to just buy some stuff like some facilities and whatnot, and apparently we can't like hire the best stuff. I don't know what's going on here, but I see some better stats than what I previously saw, so we're just going to hire this guy right now, and we're going to go through here and just hire a couple people, I think, and then see what happens. All right, so I think we're good. We hired some new people. I kind of made some changes and actually turned on an auto manage option, so we have a dude kind of running everything. We're not going to do any scouting right now. We're going to try and run another race or two, I think, before we really try to push. I just really want to get a baseline of exactly, what we need to be doing here. But what I do want to do is I want to go to our HQ and actually purchase something because we really haven't done anything yet. So we're going to buy, the first thing I want to do, we could get a forecasting center for 6 million, scouting facility for 2.2 million. We got a staff center for 5.7. I think what we're going to do is go for, honestly, what's the staff center going to do? Okay, we're going to buy that. And it takes some time to build. Like, it's going to be a while before this thing right here is even ready to go. And we can also upgrade some buildings like our factory as well as our design center, and that is a lot of money. We got 24 million right now. Honestly, we could probably get away with it, but we're going to run another race before we really do that. Now, as you can really see what's going on here, we need a better lead designer. We need better race mechanics. And honestly, that's going to be the big thing, really, if we want to get our car running where we want to be running, of course, now, is we're also going to try and maybe design a new part. We can also fit some parts and whatnot. Can we just, buy a part, I wonder? Because that would be really nice if we could just straight up buy a part instead of having to design a new part, but I don't see and then there's an improved parts option, but we can't select it for some reason. So what actually we're going to do is we are going to try and develop a new engine, which is going to take a little bit, of course, but honestly I'm just hoping that we can you know what, we're going to go for that. And I don't know why we can't select this. Oh, okay, I see. But basically, we just want a better engine because we are kind of slow. And the risk of real break is low, so that's okay. So what we're going to do, 31 days after the race, blah, 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 components. Okay, we'll try it because we just need anything we can get. I'm still new to this, as you guys know, so bear with me. It's going to be an interesting first part of this season, I think, for us now. But we're going to get ready now and see, oh, we can actually find a new designer to join our team. I like that. Heck, you know what? We're going to take a risk and go for Kylie Hendricks right here. And we're going to approach and see if we can put in a bunch of money. I will put in a lot of money to get someone that can build us a really good car. Heck, we're going to go 343,000. End of 2017. We want to do this a 2-season deal here. That's what we want to do. Add on a signing on fee. Yeah, I'll give you an extra $1 million. Qualifying bonus, we'll go kind of chill for that. We'll add bonuses for everything. We got to make this very, very appealing, and hopefully we can get a top designer on our team now. That would actually be extremely helpful. As we're going to, though, get ready. Car repair complete. Car repair finished. Okay, good. Didn't even know that was the thing, if I'm being completely honest. This guy's nearing the end of his career. But now we're going to travel to Phoenix Raceway for the road course. So you can kind of see everything that's being built right here. The person that we tried to get to join our team hasn't actually responded yet. So you can kind of see the chairman's happiness right now. I mean, it's at least going in the right direction. But now we are going to get ready, though, to go into the race weekend. All right, practice is complete, and as expected, we are the two slowest cars on the grid. But you know what? The one confidence booster is we actually are not far off of drivers like Stenhouse, Newman, Trevor Bayne as well. So hopefully this boosts the confidence maybe a little bit going into qualifying. So hopefully we'll make the necessary adjustments and get the car better. All right, guys. I made some changes on Edwards' car, hoping that he will be happier with the car. I actually haven't touched Bowman's car because he's pretty happy. So I was just like, you know what? We're going to let it go. And you know Carl's having problems when Alex is faster because just you can see Carl is just straight up right now the better driver. So hopefully here, we're actually just going to simulate qualifying. But hopefully Carl likes the car a little bit better here. We're only going to do like one run, I think. Actually, I don't know how it works when you simulate qualifying. We're about to find out. We've done it before, but I don't really remember. So hopefully, though, we got some decent speed in the car. I don't think we're going to do great. Probably going to be the two slowest cars, and you can already see we're kind of falling down the order, and we're already about to be done qualifying. So it looks like Carl might actually not be too bad. Yeah, it looks like Bowman the slowest, which he's not too far off, and then Carl up here in P18. So Carl once again kind of coming in clutch for our team right now, because Alex, he's been kind of dropping the ball, and we have to hope that he improves pretty quick now. So he starts last, but he's not far off of Trevor Bayne. So confidence is not too far off right now. And then Carl had a solid effort. So you know what? We might actually be in good shape. And on pole, it's actually Jimmy Johnson. So that's very cool to see now, as we're going to get straight into the race here and see what we can do in Phoenix. All right, it is time to get going here in Phoenix for the race. I actually have Carl starting on the medium tire and Alex on the soft tire. I think Carl can just do a better job, hopefully, here. Alex, I mean, he's probably going to run last, so we're going to see what happens here. As we got the starting grid there. You see Johnson and Harvick, Dale Jr., Brad Keselowski, then we got Kyle Larson, Jamie McMurray. You see that little wavy dash with the 7 and stuff, or the 6 or the 10? I honestly have absolutely no idea what that means, but they are there anyways on like every single driver. It seems like there's, you see Logano, Blaney on row number 6, Eric Jones, Kyle Busch, row number 7, and then we got Paul Menard as well as Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Then we got AJ Allmendinger, and then our own driver of Carl Edwards. Then we got Chris Buescher, Denny Hamlin, and we come towards the very back of the field here with Austin Dillon and Ryan Newman. And then on that last row, it is Trevor Bayne as well as our own of Alex Bowman. So definitely, hopefully, confident that Carl is going to be able to pull something off for us. But of course, Alex not in the greatest shape now, as we're going to get going here for the formation lap. So we still got a minute to get prepared now. As you see, Jimmy Johnson will be leading the field to the green flag. And then we got ourselves here in 18th as well as 24th position. So let's just fast forward a little bit and get ready to take the green flag. All right, Jimmy Johnson's coming up to the line to take the green flag, and there we go. We are underway here for the Phoenix Road Course for the first road course race of many this season. Now, Jimmy already trying to open up a gap between himself as well as Harvick. You can see that he's actually pushing kind of hard. So I'm thinking, you know what? We put Carl onto the attack here on these first couple laps. Alex says, oh man, that felt good. Well, Alex, you're actually up a position or so. We'll get him to push. Oh, what happened with Carl here? He's down to 21st. Not the opening start we're looking for Carl, but he is on the slower tire, so I don't think it's too concerning. But he actually might lose a spot to even Alex Bowman now. Look at this mess we got going on right here. Where's Johnson? He's still up there in first, leading over Kevin Harvick as we come back down. So Carl, not the greatest start at all, as he's side by side with Austin Dillon as he comes through the left corner. Gonna lose that spot though. As one thing I want to point out that's really cool, you can see live drivers championship points, so we can see exactly what's going on here for us now, as Johnson currently leads the championship standings as he leads this race. Now, as we are going to check on what Johnson's doing, he's still pushing the car pretty hard, so I'm kind of basing things off of what the leader's doing right now. So Bowman back down to last, unfortunately, as Carl, he's trying to get back up into 20th place there, as he's trying to put the pressure on the back of Austin Dillon, but I see Newman's kind of right on the back of us too, as there's really not a lot of opportunity to pass right there. But come on, Carl. Hopefully you can get up in there. Oh no, Newman's going to get up the inside and pass Carl, now down to 22nd place. Not what I want to see, but you do see the cars on the medium tires are kind of all in around this area, so it's not like we're slow. And now we might actually pass Austin as it comes through the corner, please. No, it's not going to happen. All right, we got a bit of a new problem now. The tires are actually overheating, so we're going to have to back up a little bit with both drivers, even Alex now, as I just burned the tires. I forgot that was the thing. You got to really pay attention to the tire temperatures and whatnot, so we're going to keep an eye on that now, as Bowman is not falling too far back. I guess that's one thing to be happy about, but he definitely is going to need some luck if he wants to be in the mix here by the time this race is over now, as Carl actually seems to be closing back in on Austin Dillon, so you like to see that now, as he got Austin Dillon actually passing Bubba Wallace. There's a car slow right there. I think that was Ryan Newman. I don't know what happened to him. But Carl is right on the back now of Newman as they come through. He's going to get up the inside, actually. There he goes. Carl up a position there. And maybe he's going to pass Bubba Wallace. No, Bubba might hang in there. Yes, he will, but he's going to cross him over. And look at that. Carl up another spot. Oh, they continue to battle, but there we go. Carl up to 20th. Bowman's still back here. And now we check with Johnson. And Johnson has about a second lead over Kevin Harvick right now. Johnson's kind of conserving, and so is Harvick, so they push their tires just like we did, and now they're having to back up a little bit, as Dale Jr., he's conserving now, as Alex is not happy being stuck behind Trevor Bayne. Kyle Larson up there running solid in 4th place right now, as we have a little bit of gap right now in front of Carl to run down Austin Dillon. Alex, he's about half a second behind Trevor Bayne. Carl has run down the 3 of Austin Dillon now. Looks like he might actually be able to complete a pass. What's the next corner? Oh, it's okay. Oh, side by side on the exit of the hairpin. They're going to continue side by side down the straightaway. Hopefully Carl can clear him maybe right here. Oh, Austin's going to fight back. They continue side by side down the front stretch here. Oh, look at this. This is a good little scrap right here between Carl and Austin. But finally, look at that. There we go. Carl up to 19th place. We got Alex, who's actually about a second back or so. No, not even actually. About 7/10 back. So it's not over for Alex by any means, as we can actually get him to actually go, let's say, neutral there. Carl, we're going to have him conserve a little bit. You know, Carl's conserving, but still running good, but now he's actually back under attack from Austin Dillon. He says, I'm struggling to overtake Austin Dillon there. Hopefully he can battle back up the inside here. Newman's actually going to sneak up the inside. Oh, no. Back down to 21st. Johnson up to 2.2 seconds now ahead of Kevin Harvick, so he's setting a really strong pace right now. Alex just passed Trevor Bayne. So he passed Trevor Bayne, and now he is up into 23rd, and he's actually putting the pressure now to the back of Bubba. So Alex making up a little bit of ground now. As actually, it looks like Trevor was closing in a little bit for a second there, but now Alex trying to take over 22nd into the hairpin. He might sneak up the inside. Yes, he does. Look at that. We're going to go up to P22, but they're going to be side by side still. Hopefully, oh, he clears them. Good stuff, Alex. 22nd place now is Carl. He's still right behind these guys. But you see the Allmendinger, Austin Dillon, they've moved their way up quite a bit now. Hopefully, the medium tire will really come into our advantage pretty soon here. And, you know, Carl's on the slower tire, but Alex is still just not quite able to get to him. So there you see Carl, though, really closing the gap. We might actually have to push or have Alex conserve a little bit. I see the tire temperature is starting to pick up once again, so we're going to, turn that down and keep Carl doing what he's doing. Carl is doing a very solid job right now with the car, I think. So P21, bit of a surprise, a pleasant surprise, I could say. Now is Johnson. He has a 2.5 second gap over his teammate of Dale Earnhardt Jr. Now Johnson and Jr. both pushing. Harvick, he's conserving. Larson, he's pushing a bit. Not as much as Johnson and Earnhardt. Then Boyer's conserving. Keselowski's conserving. So a lot of conserving going on right now. And Alex is actually closing the gap to Carl. So that's certainly something to keep an interesting note of. But we might actually get Carl to push a little bit now, as he's got quite a bit of tire temperature here. So we will actually get him to go. And now we'll just leave Alex conserving for a few moments. Now is Carl already to the back just about of Austin Dillon. Carl now going up the inside of Buescher, and sure enough, to P20 he goes. I just turned his strategy down to conserving again because he's kind of burning up the tires. Alex has got a little bit to spare again, so we're going to get him, not going to push, we're just going to go neutral right now with Alex and just see maybe if he can minimize that gap between himself as well as Buescher. Johnson now has a 3.3 second lead over Junior. Junior's still attacking. Johnson's attacking. Honestly, Johnson has enough of a gap to where he could really back off if he wanted to. Harvick's still conserving. Larson is on full attack as well, trying to close that gap to Kevin Harvick. As you see, Hamlin's down in 8th. Keselowski, Logano, the Penske duo, P6, as well as P7. Then we got Ryan Blaney here in P11, and then we got just behind him, we got Kyle Busch. So Busch not having the greatest run, but we come back now to our team, and not what I like to see, actually. Carl just about under pressure there from Buescher, but he's going to hang on, thankfully, as Alex is closing the gap a little bit. Alex will have to pit relatively soon, so we got to kind of keep an eye on that and get ready to pit him. Now, as you can see, the fuel situation, I didn't realize that it looks like maybe the tires can last longer than the amount of fuel that we have, so that's something I was not really considering. But we'll kind of maybe push a little bit, but we'll see what we can do. Carl has now run down Ryan Newman, and he's going to actually just try to drive right by him here. He might clear him. Yeah, he does. There we go. Carl up to 19th. And look at all the cars we got right here. A lot of potential. Newman's trying to fight back up on the right side of Carl. Not going to have anything, thankfully, as Austin Dillon is side by side there for a moment with AJ Allmendinger, and hopefully Carl can maybe sneak up the inside. But now Newman's trying to get back up our inside. We still have 35 laps to go in this race, and now you can kind of see Alex, he's kind of falling off a bit. He's right down here in P22. We're gonna have to actually get him to conserve a little bit. Same for Carl, just because of the tire temperatures, and they will have to pit relatively soon here in about 7 laps or so. Carl just passed Eric Jones there for P18. The guy back in 20th, that was Newman. He was trying to run everybody back down. Now Carl is going to go up the inside of Menard and maybe pass him as well. He's going to maybe clear him. Yes, he does. Carl, P17. And look, we got 16th, 15th, 14th, and 13th all within range now. But Jones is actually just going to drive right on back past. But Carl, yeah, he's going to get cleared. But he's going to fight back up the inside through the hairpin. And sure enough, back out front, 17th place belongs to us here. And not for long, because there goes Eric again up the inside, and he's just going to blow right on by Carl that time, unfortunately. Not what I wanted to see right there, as we're going to have Carl push pretty hard, actually, for the rest of this fuel run. And Alex, we can get him to go neutral, and hopefully that will put us in a solid position right now. As Bubba Wallace, Trevor Bayne, they're way behind, so we're looking really good on that. And I don't think we're going to be a last place car today, which is very nice now as we try to hold off Eric Jones. Alright, I'm going to get Alex to come into the pit lane this lap, because you can see he's down to 24%. What's the weather looking like? Okay, the weather is going to be fine. But we're going to get Alex to come into the pit lane this lap. Actually, earlier than I wanted him to come in. But things are not looking great in the tire wear situation. So we're going to fill up the tank. And that will, no matter what, we cannot get to the end on one stop. So we should be okay here. Part condition looks alright to me. So we're just going to go with the basic pit stop. And you can kind of see here, it shows like this stuff. So we'll exit behind Bubba Wallace. So we'll bring Alex in this time. Leave Carl out. We got him pushing kind of hard right now. Honestly, we can put the attack on. It doesn't matter if we eat through those medium tires at this point, because we got a pit in about 3 laps for Carl. And then Alex, like I said, he'll be coming in at this very lap. So we're going to actually get him. Might as well get him to just full on attack on this last lap here. And check out what happens. He's into the pit lane now. And it's going to be hopefully a solid stop. We'll keep Carl out probably another lap or so. And then get him to come into the pit lane. So Alex now just exited the pit lane. Mistake on the front jack. Unfortunately, that's not good. It was not a good pit stop. But now we need to make sure we turn everything down. Actually, we'll have him push and then go medium on fuel. So we'll get him to push on this first lap now, is that we really need to get Carl going. Okay, so he's going to pit next time by. So he's right on the back of Austin Dillon. He keeps calling him Childress. It is a Childress car, but it keeps calling Austin Dillon that for some reason. All right, we're going to get Carl to come into the pit lane this very lap. Now he's actually cycled through to 5th because of that. So we do have a set of softs prepared. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to put one more run into the car on the medium tire, and then we're going to throw the soft on for the last run. So I really hope that's actually going to help us a lot. Now, I don't think the parts are in really bad shape. Again, balanced pit stop, and sure enough, we will bring Carl in this time by. Alex, he's all the way down here. just kind of doing his own thing. He'll cycle through here shortly and hopefully not in last. But we did have a bad pit stop, so that is actually a bit of a concern as, yeah, he's behind Chris Buescher by quite a bit, who actually is just coming to the pit lane now. So we're actually about to see. Oh, you know what? Alex is going to come out in front of him. Okay, that's what I'd like to see. Good stuff. Now, Carl should be coming through soon to make his pit stop. Yeah, he'll be coming through in just a few moments. We'll just speed up a little bit of time. Carl Edwards, low field. We know that. And sure enough, Carl into the pit lane now. No mistakes from the looks of it so far. I got to refuel the car. And sure enough, oh, Alex, yeah, let's turn you down, conserve, but a solid stop, I think. Yeah, time was good. No mistakes. Pit ranking was 15th, so not the greatest. But we're going to get Carl to push on this opening lap as well. And then hopefully P16 he cycles out, which isn't too bad. We got Austin Dillon, who's put on the soft tire, as well as Ricky Stenhouse Jr., but everybody else pretty much on the medium tire. So I think we're in pretty solid shape right here. Now is Bowman. He's up to 22nd. So that's what I really like to see as well. Alright, we've made it to lap 30 now. Alex has actually lost his spot. He's fallen down to P23 behind Buescher, but Carl is actually under attack now from Eric Jones there in 17th. So that is a bit of a concern now. Dale Jr. still leading. Jimmy Johnson has gone nowhere. He's really fallen off. I don't know what's going on with the 48 team, but Dale Jr. finds himself leading over Denny Hamlin, and then we got Kyle Larson trailing Hamlin there in third. Then we got Blaney in fourth, and then Johnson rounds up the top 5, and Kyle Busch currently rounds up the top 10. And if I remember, he won race number 1 now, as Johnson's still under pressure, Edwards still under pressure from behind. There's Eric Jones, might pass him. I see the live standings right now. Johnson still out front, actually. Obviously only 2 races in, we don't really need to pay attention to that. But now we're going to see what Carl can do. Is I've turned his strategy to conserve a little bit now. 18 laps to go, 10 laps to fuel. We're going to run the car hard in a few laps, same for Alex, and then just get them to come into the pit lane very shortly now. Is honestly, we could bring in Alex to the pit lane right now and make it to the end if we wanted to try that, but I really don't think it's worth it. And surprisingly, we haven't had a caution yet in this race, so I don't know if it'll stay that way. But yeah, so far it stays green now, but it looks like Eric might actually get up the left side there of Carl. Please hang on. Oh, what a move from Eric. There it goes up the inside. This is probably going to be a position lost here any moment. Oh, there he goes. Into the hairpin. This is going to be it. We're going to be down to P17, sure enough. Yep. Unfortunate, but what can you do? I'm just now changing the strategy for both drivers to just attack everything. Overheat the tires if you have to. Just get this thing going faster. Pit cycles have started now. So Carl up to 13th place. And we're going to bring Carl in probably, I'm thinking around lap 37, 38. And then we'll bring Alex in probably 35 or 36. I'm thinking maybe he has to put on the medium tire again, so it really doesn't matter too much for Alex at this point. We're just kind of focused on Carl. Larson just set the fastest lap of the race. Doesn't matter, Alex, I'm bringing you in a moment, but Larson 3 seconds now behind Junior, but he's closing up to Hamlin, so this could be something to keep an eye on. Larson setting some fast times. Carl, just keep pushing, bro. We're gonna be okay, I hope. The engine feels slightly down on power. Oh, no. Okay. We're bringing Alex in this lap. We're not even... Oh, we can actually give him... We'll just throw the soft tire on. It'll be better, I think. Or faster, I should say, in the long run. So, we will have 14 laps to go. So, we'll go 16 laps of field just to kind of play it safe here. And then part condition, you can... Oh, yeah, see that. That's slightly concerning, but we only have 10 laps to go. So we're going to just kind of risk it. I don't want to take the time to repair the car when Alex has a chance to maybe pass Chris Buescher here. So we're going to have Carl go hard here for a couple more laps. And hopefully something's going to work out here now. We've got to keep an eye on Larson right now, putting the pressure all over Hamlin. And if he can pass him, he'll be on the trip to run down Dale Jr. for potentially the race victory here. All right, Alex into the pit lane now. Hopefully a good stop. So far, it seems all right. Of course, I don't really know how to tell if we're doing a solid stop or not. But not filling the tank right up. There we go. Okay, good stop. No mistakes. I'll take it. Good stuff, team. Yeah, Carl, oh man. Oh, what do you mean? You're right on, Eric, actually. Going for the pass. Good stuff. That felt good. It did. It looked good, too. Okay, so we're going to keep Carl out for one more lap. I think we're going to pit him at the end of lap 37 is what we're going to do now. Alex, though, we're going to see what he's got. I mean, and realistically, we probably need to back it down, actually, first of all. Conserve for a minute. Then we will we'll push the fuel a little bit right now, and that will come through and tell us if we have enough fuel or not. It says right now excess fuel, so yeah, we don't want to go too much fuel at the end of this race. So Carl in front of Jones, we're gonna have him push, like I said, to the end of lap 37. So right here, we're gonna come into the pit lane. Let's get the pit stop going. Okay, so it'll be 11 laps to go. Honestly, you know what? How long is the lifespan? 21 to... Okay, we'll throw the soft tire on right now. And sure enough, we come in. And it will be 12 laps or so to go. So we will add 13 laps of fuel. Oh, okay. I see what's going on here. So there we go. Okay. We'll add actually just a little bit extra. Just to play it safe. Ooh, the parts don't look great on that side, but we should be fine. We'll bring him in this lap. Give it everything you got, Carl. Alex right now coming through down the front stretch. Is he going to run down anyone? Where's Busher at? Is Busher going to make it to the end? No, there's no way, right? I didn't know. There should not be a chance for him to make it to the end. We should be fine. Carl. Dale Jr. just set the fastest lap, so he's in good shape. Larson actually has kind of fallen off a little bit. So Jr. might be all right now. As surprisingly, they haven't pitted yet, but we're going to bring Carl in right here. Here he comes. This is going to be a big moment for us in this race now. So hopefully we don't have any issues right now. As there you see, so far it looks to be all right now as they refuel the car and we are away. And a good pit stop, 16 seconds, no mistakes, 14th on the ranking. And immediately we're going to actually turn this down a little bit and then push the field just a little bit. And hopefully we get a good finish here with Carl. Alex is actually cycled out in last. He's got McMurray in front of him. He's got Busher in front of him. Put that back to neutral. Still excess fuel. And let's go there. Overtake hard. We're going to get Carl to push relatively soon. And Alex, we're going to wait a little bit longer to really push him because of the situation. But Carl running P20. Honestly, I'm looking at hopefully we can pass Menard as well as Trevor Bayne. Stenhouse. I don't know, he's probably going to the end, but there we go, Carl up to P19, because Bubba Wallace. Is Alex going to pass Bubba? Absolutely not. No, yes he does, okay. There we go, we're up to 23rd. Yeah, I know you've been stuck behind Menard for a few laps, Carl, but you know what, it seems like that gap is closing. So hopefully, I was really hoping for like, how the heck did Jones get us by like 4 seconds? I don't understand, maybe it's just a pit stop. But that was unfortunate now, as we're definitely going to have to get ready to push here. Carl just went up the inside of Trevor Bayne, and he's going to pass him for 17th. I want to conserve the tire just a little bit. And then for the final few laps, we'll push hard again. But now P17, so not bad so far. Bowman, he is still 2 seconds back. Actually, he's closed a little bit on McMurray, so it might not be over for Alex. But his tire wear, just compared to these other guys, is not that great. So we will see here what happens now as Carl is starting to get run down again by Bayne as expected, because I just turned him down a little bit to conserve the tires. And then we're going to, like I said, give him one last push. We'll try our best to make sure he does not get passed right here, though, because that would not be good now as Trevor is there. Hamlin 2.4 seconds back of Earnhardt right now. So hopefully Carl can get up to, what, 16th, 15th probably will not happen, but you never know. I'm surprised we did not really get a caution. Oh, boy. That could be a problem. There's 4 laps to go. We're just gonna send it. Hang in there, Carl, please. Yeah, that's not good. I don't care. We have 4 laps to go. Just keep pushing, Carl. Carl going for the pass here on Stenhouse. He makes it. Edwards into P16. What a solid second race this is going for us. Alex is not going to run down McMurray, I don't think. 3 laps to go, and Carl is out of there. And honestly, he's going so fast. Does he have enough to run down Austin? That would be really sweet. He is closing the gap. You can see right here. 2.5 seconds to Austin Dillon. Now, still 2.5. 2.4. 2.3. So he's closing the gap quick enough to where he could get there. P15. There we go. And now he's got to try his best to gain 2.3 seconds here in another lap and a half. It's down to 2.2. He's closing just as quick. Okay, not just as quick from the looks of it, but he is closing. 2.2, 2.1. Alex Bowman is down to 2.2, so we are not going to worry about him right now. But the story right here is on Edwards. If we can just get that car right there up here, we'll beat the sponsor objective. 1.8 seconds now. Coming to the final lap. The car should make it, I hope. Should be fine. Both of them having issues, but I think we're going to make it now. We need 1.8 seconds in one lap. That's going to be extremely tough, but we're going to give it everything we got. Jones, I'm sure, is full sending it. He's not at all. Okay, that actually helps. Now, 1.6, 1.5. Oh, it's going to be close, guys. 1.4. Please. Still 1.4. Oh, no. 1.3. He's got to get closer. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Oh, no. That sucks. Unless something insane happens right here. Yeah, it's just not meant to be today, unfortunately. We were so close there. But you can see now, yeah, the car is kind of done for. Eric is pushing. He's opening up the gap now a little bit to Carl. That's unfortunate, but Dale Jr. has won here in the second race of the season. Carl comes through P15, which is not shabby at all, like he just said. And Alex Bowman will come through to not finish in last, and he'll come through to finish in P23. So a little bit unfortunate for him now as Bubba Wallace comes through, crossing the line there in last place of at 24th. Unfortunate for Bubba, but you know what? Overall, P16 or P15 for us with Carl. Very happy with that. Cannot complain. So yeah, definitely way better than I anticipated. So yeah, like I said, can't complain about that at all when we have a good run. So now we'll go to the post-race stuff and check all that out. All right, we made $90,000 after that one. So honestly, not what I was hoping for. I was hoping we'd get more money than 90,000 out of it. But now there we go. We will continue on that and make sure the game is saved for the next episode. So we will check the mail real quick if there's anything. Oh, look at that. Oh, this is big right here. Oh, she accepted our contract offer. I love it. So goodbye to the this one here, and bring on the new one. So now we got a very good lead designer. Look at this. This is going to be a big opportunity. Now we're going to have to get better race mechanics for the next episode, I hope. And then, yeah, well, I think we're in good shape now. So do we have any? Yeah, we got interview with USA Today. So we're going to do that. So Carl Edwards has claimed that your brakes seem to be holding the team back, and technical commentators seem to agree. Is that true? I mean, I guess that's the answer, I feel like, right there. Finish the interview. And then I don't think we have anything else now. So yeah, okay, there we go on that. Pit crew, yeah, that's auto-managed anyway. So that will do it for this episode here of the Motorsport and NASCAR manager career. In the next episode, we will be going to my home track, I guess you could say, because it's Canada. So we're going to Vancouver, which is, I mean, pretty much on the other side of the country from me, closely enough, I guess you could say. But it's going to be raining in practice, and qualifying and stuff should be okay. So yeah, that will do it though. Like I said, for this episode, if you guys enjoyed, you know what to do. I'd like to thank you all for taking the time out of your day to watch this episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one for race number 3. Have a great day, everybody.